Hey guys, Uncle Ray. Welcome to another episode of the Crypto Bellwether. Right now, there is so much FUD in the market. I mean, my inbox is full, and I keep getting the same questions, not only about Polygon, but a lot of different cryptos. But here's the question that I'm going to answer in this video. Uncle Ray, should I be buying Matic right now, or should I wait? Because it looks like it might be going lower. Well, I'm going to answer that, and I'm going to tell you where my conviction lies and what I'm doing, and hopefully give you enough information in this video to make an informed decision. And at the end, we'll look at the charts. Now, before we get into that, please hit that like button. We're trying to grow this community, and it helps us a lot. We want you to be part of this community, so therefore, subscribe, mash the notifications, and at the end, let me know what you think in the comments section. Did you hit that like button? All right, let's get into it. A lot of the reason, in my opinion, that we have so much FUD in the market, and quite frankly, Matic has been hammered a little bit worse than a lot of other top blockchains. Why that is, I don't know. But articles like this will test your conviction, especially if you haven't went down the rabbit hole and you don't really understand the pros and cons of Matic. Now, look at this title. Is Polygon Matic here to stay? Well, hell yes it is. And anyone that's went down the rabbit hole totally understands it. Now, I'm not going to get into this article much, but I just want to let you know it lists, in their opinion, the pros and cons. Well, that's their opinion because they're misinformed. They, in my opinion, only listed the pros because one of the cons, they said that Polygon is too ingrained in Ethereum. Well, see, that's why I personally have so much conviction in Polygon, because I believe that Ethereum needs Polygon. It needs all those layer twos that's going to help it scale. I watched a podcast a couple of weeks ago when they had Vitalik on there, the founder, and he even said, look, a lot of people think that we don't need these layer twos, but that is what it takes for us to scale. That's part of their long-term plan. Even when they switch over, Ethereum will not be able to even come close to scaling without Polygon and the other layer twos. And he said that is part of the plan. So I have 100% conviction in Ethereum. So therefore, I believe Ethereum needs Polygon because it's one of the top layer twos that's going to help it scale. And so I didn't see a negative in this article, but most people just read the headlines and then they skim through it and they'll take it pretty much as FUD. Now, let's go look at the Matic website. I just want to bring something to your attention real quick, and then we'll look at the chart. There's over 19,000 dApps that are using Polygon to scale. And we're not talking about no names. We're talking about huge projects. I mean, look at that. Aave, Polkadot. See, all these top blockchains need to tie into Polygon to get their fees, their gas fees down to use Ethereum. And that's why Polygon is so effective and, in my opinion, one of the best blockchains that you could be putting your money in as far as the risk reward. Now, that's my opinion. This is not financial advice, but I own Polygon. I plan to keep buying all the way down, no matter how low it goes. Now, that being said, let's look at the chart, and I won't lie to you, depending on what your thought process is and your conviction is, it's either ugly as hell or looks pretty damn good. Now, here, this line that I drew on there, I'll be honest, I'm surprised it broke it. That's the long term. That's your, pull out. Take a look at the big picture chart. It's breaking that line, and it broke it hefty. Well, because of my conviction. Now, I truly believe that when Bitcoin and Ethereum take out their old highs, Polygon will be right on their tails, and when it hits its old high, it's going to blow through it. I have 100% conviction. So that being said, when I see this break right here, that is buy. And if you've watched any of my videos, here's what I always do. Let's just say you had $10,000. When it broke, you take about 25 to 50%, depending on the FUD and the negative in the market, which is a lot right now. I would put, say, 25% in, 25% in, 25%, right? 25%. Hopefully, I still would have, probably should have did a third, and a third. But the point is, I just keep buying. Guys, I hate to say it though, there's really nothing stopping this thing. It could drop to, say, 50 cents or lower. However, it's at $1 right now. You're looking at a 3x just to take out its old high. And like I said, I think when alt season comes and Bitcoin comes back and the stock market gets some footing and we get some momentum going back, it's going to get back up above that line, and it's going to be changing gears when it blows out that high. And that's when we're looking to sell. When this thing gets right in here, we're probably going to sell, me personally, 50%. Sell 25%, maybe let that other 25% ride, or maybe drop it all the way down and only have 10% left. It really depends on where we are at that time. Now, that being said, if it's any time this year, I highly recommend taking those profits, because guys, we may be in a recession right now. I mean, I really think we are, but there's a good chance that they cut the printing press on really hard toward the end of the year. I'll be surprised if they don't. And then we'll get back to these taking out the old highs. But if we are in a recession, and the government, which their track record's not too good of how they're handling stuff right now, if the Fed doesn't do everything exactly right, we might, be in a 2-year recession, and it's going to be ugly. So that being said, you need to have some conviction, because I personally believe 100% Ethereum has a long history in front of it. So does Polygon. I think they have a great future. And but I'm not worried about losing money, but you might be tying it up for quite a while. I don't know. I don't know where your conviction lies. I don't know what you're trying to do, but I do know I felt great buying Matic. I don't know. I've checked my records at 150, 160, 170, whatever I bought it at. I felt great at buying it right now. And if it keeps breaking down, guys, I'll keep buying, and I'll just cut off the computer. So to answer the question, should I be buying? My answer is hell yes, because the fear and greed is getting ugly, guys. And just keep this in mind. And I'm not trying to talk you into doing anything, but depending on what market you're trading, whether it's coffee, sugar, cocoa, foreign currencies, the stock market, or whatever, about 85%, some people say all the way up to 92% of all traders lose money. And that leads me to that old saying that I love. If the majority were right, the majority be rich. Well, the majority is not buying right now. When it broke that line, guys, half the people dumped and they're terrified. And that's why you see what's going on right now. The stock market's down, Bitcoin's down. Uh, the global economy is right on the edge. I mean, Europe is in a recession. That's not even debatable. We've got the war. We've got the government cutting off the printing press. And quite frankly, this administration just doesn't have a clue. They won't give us any regulation. They're hiking interest rates. I mean, we could go on and on about it, but it's getting pretty ugly. But guys, if you got some powder on the side, and I'd recommend keeping as much as you can for as long as you can, but keep pecking, and keep pecking. Because honestly, guys, even if we wake up tomorrow and say, I always trade the fundamentals and then I look at the technicals. Well, right now, everything's down. The fundamentals short term are telling you there's no reason for this market to rally hard enough to even come close to getting over that line. So if something positive happens tomorrow, that doesn't mean we're going to go take out that old high. But so what we're looking to do is just keep stacking, and let some of this wash out. And what I think is going to happen, now this is just my personal thoughts, is that we're going to have a really ugly summer. And it's going to reflect in all markets. With a little bit of luck, Bitcoin will start separating itself to what it was really intended to be. And that's a safe haven in times like this, high inflation and in a recession. And it may not show its head anytime soon, but I truly believe when we come out of recession, Bitcoin's going to be the leader that everyone is going to start using as a safe haven. And it is going to literally be the digital gold where you want to store your value in bad times and in good times. Anyway, that's just my personal opinion. But I think, guys, that no matter what happens throughout this summer, I think what's going to happen is it's going to get really ugly. But we're either going to have some really bad news that's going to capitulate all the markets, and the government will just step in and start absolutely printing more money than you can imagine, even more than they did in COVID. Or they're going to cut on the printing press because we got some good news, like maybe inflation dropped 2, 3, 4 points, and somehow the employment numbers got better. So whether we get really bad news or some good news, the market's going to rally. They just need a reason to justify cutting on that printing press. So I don't know which one's going to come first. I truly believe, though, guys, no matter what, guys, we've got some really, really tough times ahead of us. And hopefully we get another run this year. And in my opinion, you need to take those profits, guys. If we get a big rally, if Bitcoin even comes close to its old high, taking out its old high this year, take those profits. I'm going to be taking those profits. I'm not going to give you advice. I'm going to be taking those profits, and I want to get on the side because I don't know, and I don't think that we have seen the bottom yet. But there's just something in me because of the FUD and how many people are thinking that that we've already that we're already in a bear market and things are horrible. That's the average people, right? The majority normally get blindsided. So what I'm thinking is we're going to turn this around and it's going to start getting positive, and the stock market's going to hit another all-time high, and then that's when it's over. Something like that. Now, I don't know, guys, but I 100% follow the fundamentals, and I check it with my technicals. And this is about as negative as it gets, but this is when you buy, guys. This is when you buy. And if nothing else, use this as a trading, learning time, guys. You never ever buy these breakouts ever. There's no reason. You do the opposite. Now to the upside, you buy the breakouts to the downside. And guys, I mean, my God, Matic at $1. If I knew Matic at $1, guys, that's all I'm gonna say. If you have the conviction that Matic is going to be around a long, long time, there it is. Anyway, I didn't mean to get rambling. I can't help myself. I kind of get excited during these times. It bothers me. I wish I had more money. But for the people, guys, if you're watching this and you're not in crypto yet and you've been waiting, damn, get to stacking, guys. Now, before I go, I'm gonna tell you 3 things that you need to be a successful investor and trader. One, obviously, you need a little bit of money on the side. Period. Then you need some conviction, and then you need to reach down and you put your big girl panties on and you get to stacking, guys. That's how it's done. That's when the big money is made. Because call up all your friends, every one of them. Unless you're just a big time trader or you have friends like me, call them up and ask them, are you buying? You gonna buy Polygon Matic at $1? What about 75 cents? What about 50 cents? Guys, no. They probably bought it $2 and they're just gonna hold and try to get their money back if they didn't already dump, or they're dumping today because they're scared to death. That's what the average person does. So remember, guys, if the majority were right, the majority would be rich, and the majority is not buying right now. We are. Anyway, that's all I got for you guys. Let me know in the comments section. Again, I didn't mean to ramble. Take care.